Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to another pick a card reading here at Transform with Rian. And in today's reading, we are going to be exploring one of our favorite topics, your future spouse, and we'll find out what is your future spouse bringing into your life. What types of energies, what types of blessings, situations, experiences. We'll just see what Spirit has to share with us. So, what will be your options to choose from for this reading? Okay, Spirit was like, nope, not that one. Okay, so the options that we have, first one is Valkyrie. And your second option is Deadpool. I'm liking this lineup already. And your third option is Emma Frost. So take a look at the thumbnail if you need to see which one of these cards is bringing that energy of your future spouse to reveal what are they bringing into your life. All right, so timestamps are down below, loves, and I will see you at your reading. Hi there, group number one. Welcome to your pick a card reading today to find out what is your future spouse bringing into your life. So you were drawn to this lovely Valkyrie card with these beautiful blue colors here. And what I'm feeling to start your reading off is that, hold on one second. Excuse me. Is that your future spouse is bringing this energy of courage, of bravery into your life. I'm feeling also this energy almost of security in the sense that you know that they will have your back, that they will fight for you. And so it's almost as if with your future spouse, you're feeling a little bit more brave, right? Because they're brave and that energy is a bit infectious and contagious for you in a good way. A little bit more daring. So it feels like you're able to do things a little bit more fearlessly with your future spouse in your life and having kind of your back, right? That I feel like there's also this energy from them that's very encouraging for you to like go after your dreams, go after your goals, stand up for yourself, share your opinions in this very confident, again, very fearless way. And it's all because of that safety and security that they provide for you. So let's get a few more cards. Group number one. I'm feeling like we need to grab some cards from here. Okay, so Spirit is saying 3. I'm also feeling called to this deck as well. Okay, and quite a few from here. And then do we have some tarot as well that wants to come through? Yes. So I'm actually feeling this deck right here. Okay, so we got this card. That's quite a bit that came out. Spirit says, just take it. All right. Very abundant reading today. And nothing from there. Okay, so Spirit was like, there we go. So the card that flipped out, and I'm feeling like we can just kind of pull them at random. So very interesting, wild, chaotic, but beautiful energy coming through. So we have the 8 of Wands here, which is a card that speaks a lot to movement and speed. And what I'm really drawn to kind of highlight on this card for you is this area here that almost has like the shape of a volcano. I mean, it's like a perfect triangle, but it has these colors of fire. Okay, and what I'm seeing here is there's this energy of like passion coming through. Okay, and now for some of you, it definitely could mean that there's like physical passion and connection with your future spouse, which I mean, how appropriate would that be anyway? But I'm also getting, again, your future spouse is going to encourage you and you're going to feel inspired around this person to go after your goals, go after your dreams. You know, when I was younger, I had some thoughts about this, but other people have shared their thoughts about this as well. That when you come into union with someone, like, do they become the priority in your life right now? And then everything else sort of takes a back seat, right? Like, you sacrifice your dreams and your goals for the sake of this other person, right? I know my my parents, my mom kind of did that a little bit early in her adulthood, you know. My dad stayed in the army and she left the army, so that way they could at least travel together and not perhaps be stationed in different places and have to be apart. And so she sort of gave way for my dad to pursue his career in the military and, you know, move up the ranks and stuff. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing or anything like that. I think everyone has their own journey and it takes whatever twists and turns that it needs to. But what I'm hearing for you specifically, that your future spouse will actually help you feel like you can have it all. That you can have this career, that you can pursue your dreams and still have love, connection, relationship, partnership in your life. That there will be this beautiful balance there. And I just love that so much for you. The next card here is I Feel Hope. So your future spouse will definitely give you this feeling like you can achieve more than you ever thought you could before, okay? When you were not with them, okay? So that inspiration, that motivation kind of energy coming through from them. We also have, how lovely is this? And I'm going to read the bottom. It says protection, attention, love. Your guides are always with you. Blessings. So I feel like your future spouse, I mean, if we, not that this is, I entirely think this is appropriate or anything, but if we think of our assets and our investments and things that have a good reciprocation and a return on our time and our investments, it's going to be your future spouse. Okay, they're going to be a true blessing into your life. And I know that's like a weird way to sort of like maybe explain the relationship, but I can't just, you know, shake this feeling that your future spouse is definitely someone that's going to bring so many blessings into your life. And again, I feel like you've always had this in you to be successful, whatever that looks like, whatever that means for you. But there's something about being with your future spouse that it kind of like opens the floodgates. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you are not holding back anymore. You are going for whatever it is your heart's desire in full force. And that's just because you have, I feel like, sort of this safety net with your future spouse by your side. You know, I feel like it makes me think of those love songs and those like classic romance stories and stuff where people say, I feel like I could do anything with you by my side. I feel invincible when they fall in love and when they're with their loved one, you know? I feel like Spirit is saying we need to reveal all of these twin flame cards. I love it. We have romance as well. So a lot of romance, a lot of like lovey-dovey moments, like those things that make your teeth ache because it's just so sweet and so adorable. And this too, family. So for those of you that are looking for a partner to begin a family with, like this is going to be amazing. And I feel like, you know, what I'm hearing from Spirit on this particularly is like however many children you would like to have, like kind of your ideal situation as far as the family goes, like you'll have it. You'll have it. Your future spouse and you will be very aligned is what I'm feeling when it comes to what type of life you want to build together. And that definitely includes a family, definitely includes romance. And I'm feeling like this romance is one that won't sort of fade away or get dull with time. I feel like you'll constantly be able to reconnect and fall in love with each other all over again. So it could be that your future spouse is like a very romantic person, okay? Look at this karmic partner as well. So whatever your belief systems are, what I'm seeing with karmic partner is that you and your future spouse, your souls have been in each other's lives many times, in many different lifetimes, right? In past lives, future lives, like your souls are really connected here. And even though, you know, there's an infinite number of past lives and existences that each one of us has, like I would say most of them you share with your future spouse, which I'm getting very strongly like this soulmate energy. And that even if in whatever lifetime you are apart, like here and there, there are like dozens more lifetimes where you end up together and a part of each other's lives in some way, some shape, some form. And I feel like you both really explored a lot of different dynamics when it comes to relationships, which could be why there's this feeling of security and trust within the two of you, right? It makes me think of this song by India Arie, where she is female bodied in this lifetime. I don't know if she necessarily identifies as female gender as well, but there's this line in her song, The Truth, where she says, like, maybe I was your husband and maybe you were my wife. Where she's talking about like past lives where she felt so connected with this person and so liberated and so freed and so loved that she wonders, like, what connection did we have in a previous lifetime? Like maybe our roles were switched and I was the husband, you were the wife. And it could even go beyond that, where like in another lifetime, one of you was the parent and the other one was a child. Maybe you were siblings, but that love and support that you have for each other is always there in all these different iterations. Material world. Ooh, this is amazing. So I feel like there's this combination of sort of like both of your worlds together to create a beautiful life, right? Like the shared wealth that definitely comes in this classic kind of marriage picture. I'm being reminded to comment about astrology, how the sign of Libra or the sixth house is all about relationships. Generally, like the more everyday superficial relationships, like friendships, co-workers, classmates, neighbors, like that kind of thing. And then the next sign in sort of the order, the wheel, is Scorpio, which is seventh house, and those are like deep bonds. So these are like business partnerships, marriages, okay? And from these, there's this sharing of resources, because that's taking that relationship to a deeper level, okay? And so, yeah, you have friends and you can have really close friends, but business partners, marriage partners, they sign this contract and this agreement, that whatever happens to me kind of happens to you, like we're in this together kind of thing. Like if someone rises, we both rise. If one of us falls, we both kind of take a hit, And so I'm seeing this energy that your union together will sort of amplify, in a way, your physical material resources. All right, that's really beautiful to see come through for your reading as well, because it isn't fun being broke. Next, I will rejoice. So a lot of gratitude for this relationship, which is, I think, a huge basis for this romance that you will both be coming back to over and over again, in your life together. How you'll be reminded and you'll be forever grateful that the two of you have found each other and that you've been able to come into union in this life. I will forgive. So I'm feeling too, with this relationship, that it's one where even though, you might have these moments where you push each other's buttons and you irritate each other or you get on each other's nerves, or maybe there's something that they do that really gets you angry or riled up. At the end of the day, you will always forgive each other. You will always come back to love. And, with this person, this future spouse of yours, future partner, there's nothing that they can do or say that's unforgivable. Maybe some things might get you a little bit more upset than others, and it may take a little bit more time to sort of forgive and move forward, but you will always be able to do that, okay? So I see this relationship not having a lot of resentment energy building over the years, all right? Now let's see what we have with the tarot. We have Page of Wands, so some more wand energy here, and I just love these magic swirls that appear on these wand cards. It like always feels like Harry Potter vibes for some reason. Oh, look at this, 3 of Coins. I feel like this is definitely reinforcing that shared wealth idea that we were talking about, like coming together in cooperation towards the same goals, the same vision, the same path. King of Cups. Okay, so we have another court card. I feel like we need to get into that in just a moment, but let's see these other 2 cards. Oh my gosh. Look at this too. The Lovers. What? I have to like use my fingers to kind of cover certain things because I don't know how YouTube's policies are these days. So again, soulmate energy, hands down. Like there's no doubt that your future spouse is like one of your primary soulmates. And lastly, what a lovely card to get in your reading as well, the Magician. So I'm feeling this energy with the Magician, and even together with this Eight of Wands, this energy of being unstoppable together. Like you are a dream team, a dynamic duo. Like the two of you literally, if you share the same goal, that share the same vision, you will come together and overcome so many obstacles, so many like challenges. Like when the odds are stacked against you, like the two of you together like rise up. And it's that very classic energy again, like where you two together feel very unstoppable, unbeatable. Like you can take on the world even. And I think that kind of brings us back to that earlier message, like full circle, about how your future spouse inspires this bravery within you and this fearlessness, this courage to go after your dreams, stand up for the people that you love and care for. You know, I'm hearing too with like your children, right? If there's someone bullying your children or treating your own children fairly or whatever, that you will really be like that mama bear, that papa bear, and protect your children, right? And stand up for them and have their back, which is so beautiful. Now let's talk about these court cards here. So with this Page of Wands, so this page energy is like new beginnings, youthful energy, just starting out. And this Wands energy is very fiery, very passionate. So I feel like with this energy, like with your future spouse, I'm seeing this sort of like checklist, right? Like a bucket list thing. And with your future spouse, they will help you check off all these things on your bucket list, the things that you want to do. They will be there by your side. And if for whatever reason they can't go with you, they'll at least be there supporting you, like having your back, like catching you in case you slip or you fall. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's this vibe of this journey of achieving and accomplishing things together that comes with this Page of Wands. And that next we have here the King of Cups. So let's talk about this. I'm seeing this emotional maturity here with your relationship, okay? Like perhaps in past relationships, there was a little bit of jealousy, insecurity, distrust, maybe even like judgment is what I'm hearing as well, where you kind of like judged each other for your faults in previous relationships. And what I'm seeing with this King of Cups is there's this maturity emotionally within the two of you as you kind of view yourselves and view each other. And it really comes down to just being human beings, having compassion for each other, right? And accepting each other for all your strengths and all your weaknesses, all your faults, and love, and not loving each other any less because of whatever shortcomings that you may have, all right, or whatever areas in which you might not be like the best in. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's such a key part of your relationship and what makes this relationship so different from other relationships you have in your life, where it's really, again, this like pure love between the two of you, the type of love that a lot of people speak of in sort of their fantasy and in their dreams, but maybe not everyone has the opportunity to experience. What I would say is truly classified as unconditional love. Oh, I'm just so excited for you. I'm just so excited to do this reading and share these beautiful messages about what your future spouse is going to bring into your life. Now, to claim this energy and to affirm it, we'll use this color here, this blue color. Comment blue heart below, or call in specifically what characteristics came through from your reading that you want to manifest in your future spouse. You can comment those down below as well. And please don't forget to hit that like button before you head out for the day, and subscribe to the channel too so you don't miss out on collective card readings and pick a card readings whenever I post them to the channel for you to enjoy and receive insights from. All right, loves? So thank you again for letting me do this reading for you. It was truly wonderful. I hope you enjoyed it as well, and I will see you next time. Bye, group one. Hello there, group number 2, and welcome to your pick a card reading to find out what your future spouse will bring into your life. And you are drawn to Deadpool here. Definitely one of the most entertaining characters and one of my favorite characters, I would say, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so what I'm feeling to sort of begin your reading today is that there's a lot of humor and a lot of laughter and sort of like childlike energy that your future spouse will be bringing into your life. So I'm hearing that, you two will really share maybe the same type of humor and be able to laugh through anything in life. It's almost like even when there is something difficult or challenging happening in one of your lives, that you will have this humor to sort of like ease the burden, lighten the load, sort of give you a break from these heavy feelings. So lots of laughter coming through with your future spouse, and this energy too being very entertaining. Like I'm seeing that your future spouse is not a person that anyone would say is boring. No one would say that they're kind of like predictable and like dull. Do you know what I'm saying? They're very interesting, very lively. I'm hearing also too that they're kind of like a people person, okay? And whether you're a people person or not, they are. So they can kind of keep things very light, very easy when there's like social situations or social circumstances, right? So I'm hearing also, as I speak to this characteristic of theirs, that there's someone that's pretty easy to get along with for nearly everybody, right? So you don't have to worry about introducing your future spouse to your friends or your family, because they will sort of join in or blend in very seamlessly, very effortlessly. Like I'm hearing that your future spouse is, generally very well liked by other people, and they have sort of this, maybe in a way, this amicable nature, right? Very agreeable, very, I feel like I'm not exactly getting the right word for it. But someone that's likable. Maybe we'll just leave it at that. Someone that's very likable. Now, another thing that maybe not everybody really knows about Deadpool is that one of his abilities is regeneration. And so I'm hearing a lot of healing energy coming through with your future spouse, where perhaps as you get to know them better, as your bond deepens, as you become more connected, that if there was some pain or some hurts or some traumas or something that you've held on to in your past, that being with your future spouse and sharing this connection with them will be very healing for you. It could be that, laughter is good for the soul. Laughter can be healing for the soul. So that's one way in which they could help with this sort of regeneration, recovery, reinvigoration of your spirit and your heart. But I think too, like your future spouse knows when to keep things light and goofy and silly, and also knows when to take things very seriously, okay? I sense very optimistic energy sort of coming through from them as well, where they have like sort of this resilient hope that things will work out for the best, okay? They're that glass half full kind of person versus glass half empty, right? Okay, so very optimistic energy. So Spirit is saying draw from here. No, okay, Spirit's like, no, not this one. Draw from this pile, okay. Got some jumping cards here. And so this one and these two. And we also have this deck. Oh, You know, I really love having these decks all laid out on my desk. I didn't used to do that. I used to just pull whatever decks I felt needed to be part of the reading, like before I did it. If you go back on my earlier videos, um, and having like all my decks out here and just allowing my intuition to guide me to which ones need to be pulled out for your specific readings feels like so open, so inviting, so liberating. I don't even know why I had to share that with you, but it could be that this is how your future spouse helps you feel that you know, when change comes into your life or unexpected things happen, it could be that your future spouse sees this as very entertaining, sees this as an adventure, as an opportunity, versus you know, sometimes other people, when change or unexpected things come into their life, they see it as a source of stress. So I feel like perhaps that's totally not your future spouse's vibe. So let's see what we have here. What kind of flipped out onto my lap is this Vine card? And it says on the bottom, seek out information that will help you. So what I'm seeing here with your future spouse, we were talking a little bit about that childlike energy, that childlike wonder. And at first I was feeling it was sort of this carefree attitude, carefree energy. But what I'm also seeing as sort of like a deeper layer is this curiosity, this wonder that your future spouse kind of brings to any situation. And that could be why, in general, they tend to be very optimistic, okay, very hopeful, because they don't always look at the bad, like the sort of bad side of things, or the limitations that come with certain circumstances. They tend to look more at like possibilities. Okay, they have this very curious mind where it's like, you know, if someone tells them no, instead of like feeling like, okay, I'm stuck, there's nothing else I can do about it, I guess I just gotta stop or go another way or whatever, they will sort of meet that no energy with curiosity, like, what do you mean no? Like, are there any loopholes? Are there any ways around this? Or is there something that I can do to change that no into a yes and I can keep moving forward, right? It's like that type of energy where they don't back away from a challenge. They meet it with curiosity as like a problem to solve, right? And that excites them, that gives them life versus like brings them down. You know what I'm saying? Do you know this kind of people where they see more problems than solutions and possibilities? I feel like you know what I'm talking about, group number 2. So that's what I'm seeing with this Vine card. We also have this 3 of Cups. So with this cup, the word that I'm getting is friendship, connection. So your future spouse, not only are they kind of your romantic partner, you know, soulmate energy in that romantic love kind of sense, but they're also going to feel like your best friend, okay? So someone with whom you can sort of let your guard down, be vulnerable around, let your hair down, right? I'm feeling like this is someone that you truly feel comfortable with to show those sides of yourself that maybe you're a little bit self-conscious about, okay? Or maybe that you feel is very unflattering. It's like with your future spouse, you can really be your authentic self through and through because you have this friendship component as well, not just lovers, but like best friends, you know? Okay. Where do I even go? Spirit's like just revealed the rest of the tarot. So we'll do that. We have Knight of Pentacles here. We have Justice. We also have Ace of Swords. There's that curiosity again, that very active mind. And we have the 2 of Cups, which is, you know, a card of romance, of connections, emotional bonds, right? Like obviously in this picture it looks very romantic, but it can also symbolize like friendships or connections with family members, things like that. So it's like a new relationship, a new bond. So what I'm feeling with this, and I'm really drawn to this veil that they have sort of hanging between them, right? And this cup that they're sort of like crossing arms and sharing. And so what I'm seeing with this card too is that your future spouse really sees everything as like a we. We will face this together. We will get through this together. We will handle this together. We like, you know, there's this energy almost of like selflessness with your future spouse that they never ever would think that you have to handle something on your own. They just automatically feel like, hey, whatever you're going through, like, I'll go through it with you. You know, I will stay by your side. You are never, ever, ever alone now that I am in your life. Like, that's the energy that I feel from your future spouse, that they are always going to be there for you, okay? With a smile on their face. um, and with this Knight of Pentacles energy, I'm seeing that your future spouse is very relentless, is not someone that's going to give up, okay? That, again, they're not scared about challenges. They're not afraid of the word no. They just see it as like an opportunity to sort of challenge their mind, challenge their way of thinking, problem solving kind of vibe, okay? And they have lots of ideas. I'm hearing your future spouse is very, very intelligent. And yes, I'm hearing they could have like book smarts, like that classical, well educated, lots of knowledge. But what I'm hearing more to be more likely is that they have a lot of street smarts, a lot of experiential smarts, okay? It's kind of like their way of thinking is definitely very outside of the box. You know, very creative thinking, creative mind is what I'm getting here. And I think you're going to actually be very surprised at some of the things that comes out of their mouths, some of the ideas that they have. I feel like you're going to be really blown away by that, and that you're going to be very grateful that they're in your life. To sort of help troubleshoot these challenges, which might have you feeling a bit stumped or stuck. Like, they'll be able to solve it, no doubt about it. And with this Justice card, I'm definitely feeling a lot of balancing of energies between the two of you, okay? That wherever you feel that you're not so confident, right? Or that you feel like maybe your abilities are lacking, your future spouse will kind of fill that in. And wherever they struggle or have challenges, you will sort of back it up, right? Like, I don't know, maybe they're not good with money or something, but you really are. You're good at managing finances. And so you kind of handle that in the relationship, right? And then maybe you feel very shy, very timid, and you know, you don't necessarily like meeting new people and whatnot. Like, your future spouse will sort of be that delegate, right? That representative for you as a couple, and until you're able to feel comfortable in social interactions. You know, I'm having this vision of like when you move into the neighborhood or something, you move into a home and your neighbors are beginning to introduce themselves to you. Like, maybe you're very shy and quiet at first, until you get to know them, right? And trust them. But your future spouse is very like open, very friendly, has a very nice smile, is what I'm hearing actually as well, like a very welcoming smile, and that puts everyone at ease and can kind of like break the ice with people, okay? So like that could be ways in which you balance yourself, just as an example. Now let's see what we have here. We have January. So that's probably just a marker of some very important time for the two of you. It could be that you meet each other in the month of January. That's like your anniversary for wedding or something, right? It could be that one of your birthdays is in January, or if you have children, maybe your first child will be born in January. So just take it as it resonates, but January is a very important month for the two of you in your life together. We have Wall as well. We have Shark. Ooh, interesting cards coming out here. We also have Tree. We have Camel. And we also have Hills. So we have a lot of like nature stuff coming through. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is it could be that they have a lot of earth sign placements in their chart. So maybe they have a lot of Capricorn or Taurus or Virgo in their chart. And actually, Capricorn is one of the main signs in the month of January. So maybe you're a Capricorn or your future spouse is a Capricorn. Again, you might have placements in earth signs as well in your birth chart. But we have here Tree, Hills, and Vine. So this also makes me think of earth energy as well. So that could be very prominent in your chart or their chart. And what I'm seeing here is with this vine, like vines will, if you look at vines, they kind of wrap around things and they grow up walls, they grow sideways, they grow down and under. Like they really find different ways to expand and lengthen and grow out, right? And I feel like that's your future spouse also, that they definitely are good troubleshooters, right? They're like a FAQ or like the help desk. You know what I'm saying? They're that type of person that like problem solving really lights them up. Like that is what brings them to life. Okay. And so I feel like that's a really amazing tool to have because sometimes people just get into being lazy when things get too challenging or difficult. But I feel like it's the opposite for your future spouse. And it's very inspirational, I have to say. I'm also hearing too, as I was looking at this with the camel card and this tree card together, very resilient energy once again. Okay, so trees have really deep roots. Camels can store water within, I think it's in their hump actually, so that they can go for long times in the desert without drinking water because they have that extra store of water within their body until they make it to an oasis or a river, whatever the case may be. So your future spouse has a lot of resilience. Again, like no to them is like a more of a not yet kind of response, right? There is almost no absolute no's or no doors that are shut off to them. There's always again a workaround or some kind of solution. And with these hills, again, your future spouse is not afraid of a rough journey. They're not afraid of obstacles. And so they will get very far in life because of that mentality, because of that attitude, and they're going to take you with them. And if ever you have a problem, like you best believe that your future spouse is right there, ready and waiting to hear about this problem and help you solve it, because that's what they love to do in life. With this shark energy, I feel like they are very dedicated, very ferocious when it comes to overcoming obstacles. I remember, I think it was on like National Geographic, maybe it was like Shark Week or something like that, where they were talking about how a shark can smell blood from like kilometers or miles away, and they can follow that scent through the ocean to their food source, right? And I feel like that's your future spouse, that they can sense that there's a solution. It's just a matter of them discovering it and finding out what it is. And so it's this constant discovery that really excites them in life. That this almost constant desire for knowledge and competency and skill building. And it benefits everyone around them, so I wouldn't be surprised if, again, they were like a counselor or IT help desk or something like that. Someone that does a lot of troubleshooting work, maybe even a scientist or researcher, right? That type of mindset. They probably even love doing like crossword puzzles or something. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. So they bring this sort of certainty in your life where you feel like you can trust them, okay, with problems, with issues, and that they will help you solve them, okay, and that there is sort of this like breaking down of walls around you when with them, okay, that like again, nothing is off limits for you and them. That's sort of this feeling that I'm getting. And so I'm also feeling too, to say that it's almost as if your life feels a little bit easier with them in it because they can take care of so many different things, and in a way, like sometimes you feel like you could just sit back and relax because they can take care of so much and they want to take care of a lot of things. I feel like they definitely do have sort of this provider kind of energy to them. And then as an aside too, with this tree, I'm thinking of like a family tree, right? And so it could very well be the fact that you will have for those of you that this is important to you when it comes to relationship, like you will have as many children as you want, right? To expand that family tree. So there is your reading, loves. I hope it really resonated with you. Please comment with a red heart down below in honor of Deadpool's costume color. Comment a red heart down below if you want to claim this type of future spouse, future partner into your life, if this reading resonated with you. And also comment down below the things that you do definitely want to manifest in your future partner, those characteristics, those things that they will bring into your life. All right, comment that down below as well with your red heart, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. That way you don't miss out on any future readings that I will post on the channel. But thank you for hanging out with me today, group 2, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello there, group number 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading today to find out what your future spouse will be bringing into your life. And so you were drawn to Emma Frost here, and what I'm getting from your future spouse and sort of that energy they'll be bringing into your life, that vibe, I'm hearing firstly there's this energy of sophistication, this energy of sort of like up leveling in your life, okay? Like Emma Frost is super rich. Like, yeah, she's a mutant and she has powers, which we'll get to in a moment, but she's super rich. She's a very smart businesswoman as well. And like, she knows how to play with the big boys, right? She knows how to hold her own. And she's definitely like a leader type figure within the mutant kingdom, you know? And so I feel like your future spouse definitely has this kind of boss energy, this authority kind of energy where people respect them, look up to them. And I wouldn't be surprised too if your future spouse, you know, does really well for themselves as far as making money goes. And so in a way, I'm seeing that type of up leveling in your life as well, where, you know, you get to splurge a little bit, you get to maybe have a few more designer brand, name brand, fancy kinds of things in your life, like a fancier car, a bigger home, that type of thing, that your future spouse will bring this wealth into your life, okay? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they were quite wealthy, quite rich, and it could be their own sort of wealth that they've amassed, or it could be just their family inheritance, okay? But they have this wealth to them that they're bringing into your life, some financial abundance, okay? And the other thing about Emma Frost too is she has the ability of telepathy. So that's the ability to read other people's minds. And so what I'm seeing here is that your future spouse really knows how to read you. And I don't mean that like in a scary way or creepy way, but it's almost as if they can tell what your wants and needs are before you even say them or express them. You know, like they can really read your mind, and if it looks like you're struggling or you're having a difficult time, like they will approach you and say, hey, what's wrong? What's going on? Can I help you? Like, what do you need me to do? I'll happily do it. I'll take care of this for you. But it looks like you're upset or stressed about something, right? So they know how to read you when you're going through challenges, and maybe you're not ready yet to express it, or you don't know how to say it, or maybe it's something you might be embarrassed about. They will like bring that up without you having to do so. And I feel like too there's this energy of honesty between the two of you, because, you know, Emma Frost, there's this coldness about her at times, this distantness about her at times, especially like, you know, when she turns into that diamond form. It's like she can't use her telepathy powers, and other people can't read her mind either, but she has this rock hard diamond form that's nearly indestructible type of thing that she can transform into as well. And there's something about that transformation that what I'm channeling and what I'm feeling is where there's no need to be embarrassed, that you can lay your cards all out on the table, right? You can be brutally honest with each other, where some couples might not be able to have that and still share that same degree of love, compassion, and acceptance with each other, right? that sometimes when people are really honest, that can hurt other people's feelings like pretty badly. But I feel like between the two of you, there's no such thing. Like, you're both very tough. Like, you can take criticism or critiques from each other. But not to say that that's really all there is between you two. No, there's a lot of loving energy between the two of you. And a lot of that loving energy comes from the fact that you can be very honest with each other, okay? So that's sort of what I'm feeling to get your reading started, and what I'm sensing from Spirit. That there's this lovely honesty and like being able to read each other's most subtle expressions happening between you two. And you know, the financial security and wealth is not a bad thing either. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is saying draw some cards from this deck here. And then we have another deck that Spirit is encouraging me to grab some cards from for you, my group 3 crew. Oh, okay. And I'm feeling like Spirit actually doesn't want me to shuffle this deck, but pull these 2 cards out. So we're gonna trust that. Okay, what do we have here? Let's start with these cards. So we have Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands, 4 of Cups, 6 of Wands. Ooh, look at that. This card again speaks to me victory, success, recognition. So I wouldn't be surprised if your future spouse is someone that, you know, holds a very strong, powerful position in like work, in their company, in the community, in politics, social media, something like that. 8 of Coins, 9 of Swords. Ooh, very, very interesting energy coming through here. And 5 of Wands. So I feel like we need to reveal all of these before we dive in. We also have Surrender to Spirit. And it says, once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let Spirit work its magic for you. We also have Surrender Frustration. And it says, frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. And then we have Surrender Stubbornness. And it says, if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. So there's this energy that I'm feeling here that speaks to some humbleness here. And what I'm sensing is that even though your future spouse is quite successful and has a lot of wealth, they're not, you know, stuck up, and they're not ungrateful, and that they're quite actually humble, which personally I'm very pleased to see and hear, is that they're not letting this money, this success get to their head, okay? And I feel like that's something that's going to impact you in a very wonderful, beautiful way, that your future spouse is not sort of this stuck up, you know, snobby kind of person, despite all their success, despite all their you know, wealth. And so there's this humble energy that's coming through, you know, with this surrender frustration, surrender stubbornness, surrender to Spirit. It's like they don't have a big ego where it's like, it's all about me, I can take care of this, I got this, I'm the best, which some people can get, you know, with enough attention, with enough money. They get kind of big-headed, right? And they're not like that at all. They're very humble, and they realize that, you know, their success, part of it was luck, part of it was maybe being in the right place at the right time, being born into a good family, a wealthy family, right? Having the opportunity to receive the education that they needed to be successful, right? So there's this wonderfully humble energy with your future spouse. Here we also have Nine of Swords. Wow, this came through twice for you. And we have the Six of Cups as well. So I feel like Spirit really wants us to tune into this Nine of Swords energy as we look at the tarot here, okay? So what I'm feeling with this energy is that it could very well be that maybe you're that type of person that tends to worry a lot. Maybe you have a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nerves, and your future spouse will help calm those, okay? It could be that maybe you faced a lot of difficulties in your life in the past that has left you feeling a bit insecure, and that could be that root of your worry, right? Where so many things happen that felt very negative, felt very out of your control. And so at times there could be a little bit of fearfulness within you, like fearing that things, won't work out well. I have a friend who, through his experiences in his life, you know, it's almost as if he was always kind of expecting or worrying that the worst would happen. I think it might even have been some sort of defense mechanism so that he won't feel as let down if things don't go his way or things don't work out the way he had hoped or wanted them to. Let me know if that resonates with you, group three. And so sometimes, they're afraid to wish for their desired outcome because they're afraid that they'll be disappointed, because maybe they've been disappointed in other areas of their life when they dared to hope, dared to wish, dared to dream for something. And so I'm feeling here that your future spouse will really soothe and relieve a lot of those worries and concerns that you may have about whatever, about finances, about health, about politics of the world. Some people I'm noticing these days worry a lot about the economy, about government, about human rights, about violence, like these types of things. And it keeps them up at night and makes them afraid to maybe go out there, experience the world, do those kinds of things. But I feel like your future spouse, again, will help soothe those fears and that worries that you may have. I'm hearing this energy of like, I should say, I'm hearing the phrase like, I'll take care of it. I got this. Don't worry about it. It'll be taken care of. It'll be handled. If not by me, from spirit, from universe, like it will be handled. It will be taken care of. There's no need to worry. Like I feel like those are words that your future spouse will share with you often enough, especially in the beginning, until you're able to sort of deprogram that sort of default to worrying kind of setting, it kind of reminds me sometimes with my patients where they experience some type of symptoms and they always worry about what's the worst that this could mean, and a lot of people tend to kind of worry that something could be cancer. And thankfully, most of the time it isn't. Most of the time there's a more common and less deadly explanation for something that they're experiencing physically, right? And so I feel like in a way, that's what your future spouse will kind of bring, this sort of grounded energy, this surety that things will work out okay, and that will sort of rub off on you. And so it'll soothe a lot of your nerves, okay? I'm seeing here too with this Six of Cups that your future spouse, again, this is a very deep reading. I don't know if you're getting the sense of this group through, but this is a very deep reading compared to the other two. But I'm sensing here that there's some healing of some childhood pain, some childhood trauma that your future spouse will bring into your life. In a way, it could even be that your future spouse will be able to take care of you in a way that maybe your parents weren't able to. Like maybe your parents didn't make as much money and couldn't give you as many of these things when you were younger that you wanted. But your future spouse coming from wealth, they're able to provide for you with some of these material things as sort of a way of showing their love for you. You know, it could be that your love language is receiving gifts and their love language is giving gifts. Do you know what I'm saying? And so you'll feel that need fulfilled, okay? And that will offer a little bit of healing within you. So I'm seeing that as well. And I'm seeing that, you know, your future spouse will allow you to kind of enjoy life in ways that you weren't able to before. Like maybe you were in a situation where you had to grow up a lot sooner than kids your age or teenagers your age. And so you didn't really get to just have that carefree life that children should have, you know? And so I feel like your future spouse will come into your life and allow you to sort of revisit what you maybe missed out on in the past, of being carefree, of being able to just enjoy without worrying the finer things in life, you know? So what else do we have here? So I'm seeing, interestingly as well, with this surrender to spirit, that your future spouse is a very spiritual person as well, okay? That there's this calmness, this peace about them because of their spirituality, because of their trust in the universe and the divine order of things, divine orchestration, divine assistance, you know, this surrendering to the workings of the universe, if you will, right? And not being so overly stressed about like, I have to do everything in my life to take care of things, right? Instead of I am co-creating with the universe, the life that I'm living, you know? And that's sort of the energy, that latter mindset that your future spouse has. Now with what's so interesting, we have also this 5 of Wands, 10 of Wands, and this 8 of Coins, okay? So a lot of cards here that depict hardship, struggle, like learning through some challenging lessons here. And so what I'm getting from this is it could be that perhaps you and your future spouse kind of have a different mindset, a bit of a different outlook on life in general, right? Again, it seems like both of you had a slightly different upbringings, if not very different upbringings, okay? That sort of influence the way you are as an adult. And so I'm seeing that with this, that there is going to be a little bit of, you know, butting of heads in the beginning, where there are just some things that it feels like you just can't agree on, that you don't see eye to eye on. But what I'm seeing as your relationship grows and evolves, these are really lessons for the two of you to sort of really understand another point of view that you're not familiar with, that you have not encountered before. And through that, you will both grow as souls, as human beings, okay? So there's a lot of lessons that you have to teach each other to help both of you become the best versions of yourselves. And so that's through some maybe disagreements, misunderstandings, which I feel you both will clear up, okay, over time. When you sort of allow another opinion, another viewpoint into sort of your realm of reality, or a realm of what's possible. So I'm seeing, you know, with all this maybe fighting or disagreements in the beginning and a lot of hardships, tough lessons learned, that your relationship will be very fruitful, very abundant, very loving. Like from these challenges, your love will actually grow. So it's not going to sort of push you two apart. These challenges is actually going to bring you two together. Okay? And again, very successful relationship. Very successful, your relationship together will be successful. Okay? This is a long-lasting relationship. And with the 4 of Cups here, I think, again, this is really showing how you'll be able to experience a lot of the finer things in life. Because look at these ornate and beautiful cups that are before the Emperor. It's kind of like, yo, you only need 1 cup to drink out of. This person has 3, right? It's like, why you need 3 cups for? And it's just, you know, very Ariana Grande is like, I want it, I got it. Like the sky's the limit. If I want it, I got it. Don't matter. If I want to drink out of 3 cups, I'll drink out of 3 cups, right? So there's this like abundant energy coming through that your future spouse will bring into your life. So, very different vibe from the previous two readings. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you're affirming this reading, if you're welcoming this abundant energy, this energy that's going to help your soul grow and evolve and see you through difficult times, comment below with a heart emoji. If you have that white heart emoji, which I know is kind of new-ish to the iPhone, comment with a white heart emoji and list whatever specific characteristics that came through in your reading that you'd like to manifest and channel in with your future spouse into your life. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future readings that I will post. So take care, beautiful souls, and I will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me.